Welcome back. I'm Habbage. Our our quest continues for the Great Pillager Outpost, and big pointy teeth won't deter us. Let's get going. How's everybody doing after the break? Oh man, I had a great little walk around. It's so nice. There was somebody working on like a power jewel or something, and it's still cool. It's still nice. I'm not to that point yet where the air temp is more than it is inside. So I'm kind of keeping it open in my bedroom, and I hope that noise doesn't bleed through and around here. I thought about closing up, but I was like, no, I'm not ready yet. All right. So where were we? There we were. Once upon a time, there was a mesa around us. Is it back that way now? I am so. That's west. Did we come from that way? Come on, world. Spawn in here. Well, there's the village. There's more hills. Oh, man. I don't want to backtrack. And I knew I should have grabbed coordinates on that awesome mesa looking thing. What am I talking about? We have a mesa. I think we already set up a portal to it. This is crazy. We got one focus. One focus. We're going for an outpost. Let's hope we're not going for an outpost in circles. It would have been cool to find an outpost in the mesa. But hey, we're not going to be choosy. Too far. More caves and ravines. Come on. Come on. Now, we didn't just come across here, did we? uh, donkeys. We would have remembered seeing donkeys, right? What's up, donkeys? Got mountains, sandy mountains. I mean, how hard is this? Glad I made that jump. There's a lot of those I don't. Guess we go this way. That's gonna hurt. Very likely to hurt. Excuse me. New temple. Gone through almost a stack of torches just on marking and lighting temples. There's another one. Which way is that? It's the back. We're going out the back, or around the back. That's open and lit. At least we're getting a lot of TNT. That'll be handy whenever we want to go back to the nether. Alright, let's get a torch up. Let's get a box out. I think we're going to leave a bunch of stuff on the floor this time. Oh, even that. What do we get? Man, that box is pretty full. We already get... Pull that, put that. Let's get another one of these. Let's put those away, and all this animal stuff we'll do after the next temple. Because I assume we'll get at least some other animal-y thing. Alright, like we said, out and around the back. A loud bunny. Assume that was a bunny. Sounded like a whole creeper load. Try going a little later here. Oh no, we still got no torches for downstairs. I should have been a little more careful there with all the sounds of mobs and skeletons or whatever going on around it that could have easily opened up way below me. Alright, so this is what we were talking about. We got two of these. We've got this. And this. It's going to fill up too. Hmm. Look at all this animal junk. I think we gotta do that swap. And then store at least the saddle. Ha ha ha. Hopefully nothing else comes in. All right, well that's got me feeling a little better. There was our other temple was somewhere. I guess I don't know which way this one was faced. Was that it? I think so. There's a village. Some water. Let's run some sandhills. I'll get you in shape quick. Any of you guys playing sports or played sports and have to have the I don't know how big anybody's town or area is, but either like your school or um, the town or whatever has like a sand hill, and oh man, those used to be just some brutal workouts. We're going to the sand hill. No, because you just pump your legs, and there's so much give. It's great for you, and the resist or lack of resistance. I mean, I guess it's kind of resistance. What am I trying to like the give of sand as opposed to like concrete? Like you don't, if you do any amount of running, you don't want to run on concrete. There's paths or any streets or any of that kind of stuff. Running on an actual concrete surface is so hard on you. It's because there's just nothing, right? There's uh, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Well, depending on what you're doing will reflect how much that force or how much of it is balanced off. So in asphalt, even though it feels very hard, like you put your hand on a road, it feels like, oh yeah, it's a solid road. It's not going anywhere, but it does have a lot more give than concrete. And same goes, dirt, grass, sand, all those things have, and that's why nowadays when you see tracks, they're made of like the composite rubber stuff, right? Way more give than any of those. They actually feel a little bit springy. Now again, if you just put your hand on it, you don't feel that so much. It's not like a sponge, but it's pretty soft relative to a lot of things, and um, that actually helps prevent a lot of injuries. So it's very good stuff. But it also, when when you're talking, something as far as sand, you have to then push harder. Like technically, this part I may be overreaching for a little bit, but I think, if you're running and you're purely trying to go for a super fast time, all other factors aside, you'd want to run on that concrete. And the difference may be minimal when measured out, and that's why, for all practical purposes and not exclusively without the idea of being sued for injuries, people that install tracks at schools or communities or rec centers or whatever, they use a softer, more pliant material. But you have to work harder to resist yourself. That's the equal and opposite reaction. Your foot pushing down on the ground is what propels your body forward, right? That's the back and forth of physics. So gather around, Uncle Habage here is going to teach you all about physics, because I'm not maybe the best person to do that, but yeah, you've got to, when you're doing a sandhill workout, you got to work so much harder than if you were just running up, a slope of rock, right? That was smooth, not gravelly or anything like that, where it was sliding out from under you. But, if it was just a nicely pitched slab of rock and you were running up it, well, you'd still have to go up, and your body has to work to fight that gravity. Hey, turtle. You're getting full resistance from each foot strike. In sand, you're not. All the sand is shifting away. It's getting that reaction, but part of that reaction is to propel the sand away from you instead of pushing your body forward as you're running up. So you got to work that much harder. That's why it's a famous, gut buster type. See how much heart athletes have, and not to mention, incredible cardio to run up sand. So lots of good there. Fortunately for us, despite all our sand running, we're still not seeing what we want to see. I think we're still moving out and away, but it's not like we've gone 10,000 blocks or anything. We're within a few hundred of where we found that river in the ocean, like in that little desert island in the middle of the ocean. So we're not. Come on, show me a tower. Show me the tower. Is it just everything is savanna and desert? Or we come back around in like a giant circle? I'm equally afraid. Like that could be just that same area that we came through and grabbed a little bit of coal. Saw a village. Said, oh, that village would be great because there's only like 2 buildings. My gosh. Well, we didn't go this way, I don't think. It's amazing how you kind of have your own internal gravity to some of these locations. Like, you end up, like not trying to go anywhere, but you end up back in the spot where you started. Which is not great when you're trying to find a feature. But good news is we got Minecraft music in the background. Oh, that is one other thing. While we're I'm not doing that because I want more of the music, but we turned that down when we were working in the Bastion, I think. So a couple episodes ago, and all the pigmen were, I still don't think we've cracked into whatever chamber they're in within that structure, but they had been spawning and filling up that area for a long time while we were digging. It was loud, so I didn't want the bomb noise to be whoo, excuse me guys, to be overwhelming for anyone, so I turned it down. But I also don't want to miss any mobs that may be trying to sneak up on us, so get that original volume back up in the mid 50s instead of the 40s. And eventually call it good. That's a cool, almost heart-shaped. Man, that would be I was talking in the little notepad thing. We never did our turtle enclosure. That would be an awesome turtle enclosure. It's also very inconvenient, a long way from anywhere, but all right, here's our chance. We're not sleeping. We're that's cool looking. Lots of glow squid. Why am I still going north? I don't want to go north. I wanted to turn around that island. Now, is that like seriously the same desert to desert that we just went through? Gotta get out of here. Southeast is the way we wanted to go initially. Oh, this is gonna be swim upward, power through. There's a zombie. Doesn't have a trident. Trident. Hey. Come on, trident. Trident. Yeah, you don't have a trident. ship. Not wasting time with the ship itself, but sometimes drowned like to hang out. Tried it. It's the same one? No, I don't think so, because that other one was sealed off, right? That's just a regular zombie up on top of that island, standing in the water. Sorry about the screen, guys, but I really want to keep the south-southeast bearing going so we can get... I mean, I'm just so worried we've already walked over all this. And that this continent will just turn us back in again. All we wanted were amethysts. We swam so much looking for amethysts. I haven't seen one, but I haven't really been looking either. I think we're pretty well set when it comes to those. I don't think there's any real advantage to trying to lure the existing zombies out into the water. I don't think that they will ever have tridents, which is a shame. Because we would like them to all have... No, we wouldn't. I say that, but I know some people would like, oh yeah, they should. They should definitely all have tridents. No, then the novelty would be gone. I say it, and we wish they all would have, because right now I'm looking for them. I'd love to have some, but if you just get it all the time, then you're like, oh, well, that's whatever. What's cool about a trident? No, their appeal is in scarcity. It's like diamonds, right? Diamonds are valuable because there's a finite amount. Now, we can make diamonds now, so that changes things quite a bit. A manufactured diamond is a lot more affordable for a lot of people. So, especially, jewelry, I think consensus would probably, I don't know anything about it. I've never gotten that far in a relationship where I've been out hunting for the diamonds. Beyond like, oh, hey, I really like you, and here's some earrings or a little necklacing or something like that. Definitely had long-term girlfriends where I'd like to give nice presents, but never the big diamond on the ring, right? Um, so I don't know if at this point it even matters to people. Like, is that even a thing? Like, if you got a super top manufactured diamond, would it be appreciably different than a natural diamond? I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure, at least my guess would be, if you're a recipient of a diamond, and in today's world, that, doesn't have to be a woman receiving from a man. It can be whatever people like, whoever wants to give one to the other person. But traditionally, you would say, I think a woman would appreciate a natural diamond in a ring more than, one that just came, air quotes, off an assembly line. But I don't, I don't know for sure. And, I think it's probably one of those that it certainly deals with a lot of personality and all that, but certainly from my side too, part of the personality that would make a long-term match appealing would be the idea that, you know, we both love each other very much. We care about each other. We want to spend the rest of our lives together. We still want a symbol of our love for one another, but that symbol doesn't have to be at the expense of a home or, or something we really need in our day-to-day lives. And you can do nice without just buying into the mentality that you have to spend so much to be considered valid kind of stuff. There's a lot of that in advertising and marketing that sells the idea that expensive is needed or necessary because those people are trying to feed their families and get things done, right? But as with most things, it's the sentiment behind it that that really matters, and that's why so many parents are like, yeah, they may appreciate the gift card or something as a birthday present, but the one when they're 60 and you're having kids of your own, they're not pulling out the I'm trying to think of something. I mean, go back to my, like, the VCR, right? That the kids chipped in and got together. No, they're pulling out the card that you made, or the poem that you wrote in grade school or something like that, because it's genuine and from the heart. Unfortunately, we all move away from that. We, as gift givers, I've kind of moved off the whole diamonds thing. But in terms of value propositions, that the stuff that gives a little piece of yourself and your sentiment, I think, is genuinely more valuable in the long-term emotional sense than just having spent a bunch of money for the sake of spending money to have a big gift. It's something we're all prone to do, right? Like, okay, well, it's a birthday. It's my mom. I'm not going to spend less than X amount of dollars to show, because that's kind of what, what's proportionate to what I go back and forth with my friends and all that kind of stuff. You want to be, you don't want to shortchange anybody, but they're also saying, why would you, don't, they don't want a thing as much. And I think this goes for a lot of us, really. And that's where the whole, oh yeah, they don't want stuff, but get them a day at the spa, or they give them the gift of relaxation. It's because a lot of us know what we want, and we become increasingly particular, right? Like, you may want a new pair of shoes, like, some kind of Kicks or whatever. It's been a long time since I've cared about shoe brands or anything like that. I kind of go all performance or comfort, not names, but I certainly remember a time when I did. And you want that shoot to be so frustrated. Uh Thanks, Dolphin. You don't have a trident. You made me waste my dolphin speed too. I need more dolphins. There's dolphins. Come on, dolphin. Again, I don't know. I keep trying to go southeast, and it keeps getting us back to places we went. When were we going northwest? What's going on here? To Savannah Village. I would take that. Just need some bandits to do their bandity thing. Oh, yeah, so shoes and all that. Like, you wouldn't. You may get a pair of shoes and have said, like, oh, hey, I want some new kicks for school or, whatever, just wearing around. And let's see, it's your aunt may have heard you talking about that. So, she goes to Foot Locker and is like, hey, Jimmy wants a pair of shoes. He wears a size 10. He's going to love this for his birthday gift. Total throw in the dart. Your aunt, not knowing anything more than that, just buys a pair of shoes out the rack at Foot Locker, and they're not at all what you wanted, right? They're different style, different brand, different color, not at all the shoes that you were really hoping for. So in that sense, a lot of us have gotten much more comfortable shopping for ourselves, but we'd like to, that's where I think we'd all rather have the experience or the shared something with our loved ones. Whether that's travel. I know that's a big one for me now because, as you get older, you'll find, you and your parents are going to have this same deal where it's like, especially, I've talked about my parents are well, I'm older, but my parents are older. They don't want stuff, right? They're trying to downsize their lives. They don't want to manage as much stuff in their lives. So they particularly, I don't think that jungles, as awesome as they are particularly good for getting bandit outposts. So we're just going to skirt the edge here. Yeah, they don't want stuff, and so they got the typical line is, we don't want anything from you. We just want to see you come out, stay with us, and be here for the holidays or whatever, and that's awesome. It's great spending time with family. I know at certain times in your life you can feel like, oh, I'm being smothered by my family. I don't want to be around them. Don't even if you feel like, hey, I gotta make my own way. Don't push your family away. Your family's always there for you, and um, you're gonna appreciate as you look back all the things that you guys have done together. So, look, even if they are embarrassing around your friends, your mom acts like you're four, your dad tells goofy jokes. Um, they dress hopelessly out of style, right? And they listen to the worst music. Don't worry, that's everybody and all parents. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to project a persona, and they're all going to ruin it for me, right? Because that's what we do as people. If you're trying to get in good with somebody else's friends, the natural urge is to like find common jokes and stuff. And if you have a friend in common, right? Let's just say I got a friend Ian, and I don't know that I know anybody Ian personally, that I've had any contact with. So I'm totally making this up. But let's just say I got a friend Ian, right? And I introduce Ian to Zeke, another friend, and we're all hanging out. One I went to high school with, and another I played sports with years later, and or I work with. And so we're all hanging out, doing, me going to a game or something like that. And Ian and Zeke, I know both of them, and we've all, got stories. Well, the only thing that they know about each other is me. I'm the common link. So as they're getting to know each other, just being sociable or whatever, the thing in common is going to be their connection to me, and they're going to start by, hey, what, you wouldn't believe it, but this one time I was hanging out with Havage, and Havage tripped over his shoelace and fell down in the cafeteria, and the lunch tray went flying, and he dumped beefaroni, which was the lunch, all over this girl, and it was this awful mess. It was, the whole school was laughing, and I don't remember which of the people in this fake story were which, but the adult one's like, oh my gosh, well, one time he's at work, and in a meeting, something, totally forgot his fly was open, and there he is giving a presentation, and we got customers in there, and, the barn doors are open, and all the cows are running out. Stuff like that, right? It's just natural, and it can feel a little mean-spirited, but it's really just people trying to connect. Well, that's what family can do, too. Especially if you're starting to date. I remember bringing home girls to meet the family, and that aside from the like questions that are grilling, which especially when you're in your like teens and all that, it's tough. If you have the right personality, and I've kind of always been okay with talking to adults and being on the same page as them and everything, or at least a comfort. My parents made a real effort. My parents were friends with some of my grandparents' friends, and that was just kind of the way they were brought up. That you knew all those people, and you didn't, just because you were somebody else's child didn't preclude having a connection with those people, and all the way through. So yeah, if they were entertaining, we'd be at the table and expected to behave nicely, but it wasn't be seen and not heard or something like that. Engage in conversation, ask questions, and all that kind of stuff. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, for a lot of people in junior high, high school, whatever it may be, when you go to meet a potential date's parents, that is, that's right up there with some of those most terrifying moments. It's like giving a speech or something else. It's just horribly uncomfortable, and it doesn't need to be. But I understand it. And one of the things for parents, because if you're in those kind of learning those social roles, which you don't understand, excuse me again, is that that's what I get for leaving my windows and doors open all night. Um, is that it's potentially just as awkward for the parents, right? They're seeing their own children in a new light and trying to relate, and the last thing they want to do is embarrassed. Now, some dads may want to be a little bit intimidating, right? If you're the guy going over to date some guy's daughter, and it's the first time he let her out of the house with a boy, he's going to be projecting a little bit of you're going to be respectful, and you're going to be polite, and you're going to have her home by 9:45, and no funny business, right? If you want to keep doing this, you show some manners and you be polite. So there's some of that kind of stuff, but by and large, parents don't want to make this is somebody that their kid is interested in. They don't want to ruin it. They don't want to make you unhappy. But they also want to kind of get a feel, and maybe down the road they have a separate conversation like, hey, I kind of get a vibe from that person you brought over that they may be into the party and stuff a little bit too much. I want you to understand that we're looking out for you for your best interest. That can seem like a really good idea at a certain age and a certain time. There I go again. Why am I getting pulled north every darn time? That's so awful. So yeah, parents are just as potentially embarrassed as kids, and they wanna do well, but don't push them away for that. Just because you're going through a thing, and they may say something that makes you blush a little bit when you're trying to make a good impression, and they understand they got your best interests at heart. They're trying to do the right thing for you and by you, and I would imagine that they really have your best interest and your happiness at heart, right? And that can be tough for parents too, is understanding that you've gone from a point where you need them to help you make decisions to you need to get to the point where you get to try making your own decisions and find out for yourself um, how those will play out in the end. So, more swamp. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's our next move here to find one of these things? Do we just give up and go back and do the portally thing? I guess one thing I once again, 48 minutes we've been babbling and wandering and kind of going in circles and not at all finding. And I don't have the boat anymore. So I probably packed that away in the trunk. We haven't even gotten a trident yet. That's sarcastic. Don't ever expect to just get a trident. That's kind of one of those. Oh my gosh, I got a trident. You'll hear me get excited if that happens. But it would be a good opportunity. We've done a lot of swimming. Just saying. I might not go north yet. Going south. That's good. Ooh. What do you think this one's got? Okay. Okay. horse on the hill. It's kind of cool. Yeah. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, got it. Side thing. I don't think we've gotten any of these blocks yet. I'm gonna get some right now. This is how we show the game that we're not really worried about it. Alright, what? Pillager outpost? No, we don't care about that. All we're here for is the mushrooms. Oh, there's a brown one. Good. Let's get all this though. Whatever. Why did I not get any? Did I already have those? I thought I should have gotten new block notifications. I can't remember having ever gathered any of those. They're kind of cool decorative blocks, though, especially the red and white ones. I don't immediately see anything for us to do with those, but particularly the red and white, I think, could have a place in our barn design theme, just as highlight type decorations and kind of alternate blocks, right? They have that cool red and white theme. Now, our red and white isn't quite that fire truck, cherry red, whatever you want to call it. So there's that. Alright, let's sleep. We're going to have to wrap this one up. I don't think we... I mean, we screenshotted some coordinates, but I don't think we got anything cool from our adventure, did we? We'll do it on time here. Got a couple minutes. We're like 54. This is the way we came in, I think. Cows, dandelions. We may have to let YouTube just decide for us. Which, since we're not in the nether, will probably not be shulker boxes laid out. You know, it's a little cliche after Last World, but if you wanted to just have a woodland mansion, right here too. Wasn't I just in the act of saying that when it showed up? That was so crazy in the last world. But it sure made getting totems easier. I guess that is a real advantage of flying. You have that better chance of seeing that kind of stuff. Slightly different terrain. I don't know that that really helps us with the bandit identification. Oh, so awful. We're going to get over to these plains. We're going to probably wrap it up right there. And when we come back, I think we gotta have a think about just flying back home and resetting this. Right? Because so far, we got nothing to show. It's that deal where it's like climbing a mountain or a hike. You just want to keep seeing what's over that next ridge. Like, are we there yet? What can we do if we go up there? What's just right around that corner? I don't know. Let's find out. Also, things for this world that still haven't happened. I don't think we've seen a mushroom yet, and I don't think we've seen any of the snowies yet, have we? Maybe we did see some of the snowies. Alright, we really gotta wrap this up. There's more flowers. My bees would be happy. How about just right over there? I see a bee nest. Remember when those were a deal? I think I'll remember I'm looking at that thing. Hope so. Alright, guys. Well, we tried. We tried hard. Now, we're not giving up. I'm definitely coming back for more episodes, and we're going to do this, but I think we may be unpacking the wings, making a beeline for our home coordinates, and trying to set up shop there closer to home and just knock it out that way. In any event, sorry, we kind of been wandering here, but we got a few more desert temples. We saw a lot of cool stuff, and we will definitely pick this up in the next episode. So I hope you'll come on back for more. If you are interested in seeing when the next episodes show up, I always recommend hitting that subscribe button, or you can follow me on Twitter, and I will tweet out most of the videos that I update. Not all of them. As always, likes and comments are greatly appreciated. The comments are awesome. You guys definitely rock, and it's always fun to see you guys posting your feedback, your thoughts, greetings, anything on your own channels. Love it all. So we'll see you for the next one. Bye now.